If you've ever told your kids they could not have a bowl of cereal as a snack, and then after they went to bed you had one yourself, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Guys, welcome back to the BoxBuilder Breakdown. I'm the BoxBuilder coming to you live from Giver HQ. This week we have a very cool unboxing. We're unboxing Magic Spoon. If this is your first time on the BoxBuilder Breakdown, here's what we do. We order things online, they come to us at the office, we unbox them as if we're a consumer, but with the added benefit of my expertise in the box industry of nearly 20 years. You'll get tips and tricks about what to do with your direct-to-consumer brand to make it work, look cool, and be great for your customer. What is our affiliation with Magic Spoon? I have ordered this before. I really like it. If you haven't tried it, you really should. But other than that, we've never talked to them, never quoted them. I've just been a repeat customer of theirs. Before we get started, if there is a brand you'd like to see us unbox, down in the comments, mention that brand. If we pick your brand and unbox it, we'll put everything back and send it to you as a thank you for engaging in the comment section. It's probably too technical, for telling us what to buy. So, on the BoxBuilder Breakdown, we have several criteria that we cover. First, we have the doorstep impression, what it looks like on your doorstep. Then we have first contact. When you first touch this box, what do you see? Then we have an unboxing score and a shake test. We go over the pack fill, the damage report if there's anything broken inside, a customization score, and the overall BoxBuilder Breakdown score. Technically speaking, Magic Spoon is a healthy cereal that tastes like your childhood favorites. Can confirm. High protein, low carb, and keto. So, let's dive in. Doorstep impression, great. I love it. You know exactly what this is. It's not too over the top. It's very well branded, and I love the color purple. Some of the downsides to this are if someone is in the mood to steal a box and they are a big fan of cereal, this is probably going to get stolen off of your doorstep because it's very clear that it is Magic Spoon. Although if they're not up with what Magic Spoon is, maybe they won't know it's cereal. So doorstep impression, I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5 flutes. I really like it. One color Flexo on a white box, it's great. It's not too dirty actually either. We'll go to first contact. A lot of times what we see with white Flexo printed boxes that have some exposed paper that's white, we see dirt. And this one's actually not too bad. I mean, it's better than you might expect for a box that's been kicked around a FedEx truck for probably 4 days. So that's really good. The box is slightly damaged, but again, that's pretty expected. No real damage that you can't get over. The tape is blown out. Not a big deal. Doorstep impression, I'm going to give that 4 out of 5 flutes. Shake test. Let's get jiggy with it. Sounds like they have bags. What do you think, Lima? You think so? Yeah. It's almost like they have bags in here. I thought they had boxes, but I guess we're going to find out here in a second. Nothing sounds broken. There sounds like there maybe is a little bit of air. Ooh, interesting. I can smell this. It smells like Fruit Loops. I don't normally sniff boxes, but when I do, I want to smell Fruit Loops. Shake test, 5 out of 5 flutes. Let's get into the unboxing, brought to you by Bradford Knives. Don't cut toward yourself, I'm a trained professional. Looks like the tape was blown out on both sides. I might have done that in the shake test, but maybe not. We'll have to go back to the footage. Okay. Oh man, I bought a lot. I like how they've packed this. Super, super colorful. I did not realize I bought this many boxes. We're going to go over the primary packaging too because it's pretty cool. So yeah, white on the outside, craft on the inside. Pretty standard for a shipping box. Let's take out the most depressing pack fill ever. And then we'll just take these boxes out. Ooh. We can also talk about the difference between 18-point and 24-point folding carton and why those are bubbling at the top. I bought a lot. I'm sorry. That's all we have. So we have the unboxing score. I mean, no print on the inside, but print on the outside. I like how they stage the boxes on the inside. Everything seems to be okay. I don't really like the extra space in here, but I'm sure that's so that they can fit, what is this, 9? They could probably fit 12 or 11 or so if they took this out. Unboxing score, let's give that a 4 out of 5 flutes. Pack fill. You guys know how I feel about this. Not a fan. It does the job, but you can do the job just as well with craft paper. I don't like these sealed air films because they just basically end up in the ocean somewhere or in landfill. So I'm going to give that 2 out of 5 flutes, only because it did its job, but we don't like plastic. Damage report. A little bit of damage on these boxes. But, I mean, it's folding carton, so it's not really meant to endure much. I don't see much of anything else, so maybe one bubble box. That's a 5 out of 5 flutes. It's not too heavy, so you don't have to worry about the product inside bashing against itself. So it did the job. Customization score. All right. So what we have here is a one-color Flexo printed RSC. Stands for regular slotted container. It's just a technical term for a standard shipping box. What they've done here is interesting, and it's not something we've seen on many of the BoxBuilder breakdowns. But they've used one color, Flexo, and they've put this on a Flexo Folder Gluer, which means they've scored the sheets coming off the corrugator, and they've printed this, folded it, and glued it all on the same machine. So it's a Flexo Folder Gluer. How do I know that? Well, it's the most common machine in the box making industry, and this is the most common box that's used on that. The reason I know it's not die cut is because you can see this window, this white area around the outside. That is the relief that's put into the print, so that when you print this box, you're not printing on these scores. Because when this box is flat with a pre-scored sheet, these scores end up being depressions in the box where the ink can't sit on top. You could actually print over all of this entire box, but everywhere there's a score or a fold, especially these scores right here, these are corrugator scores. These are there before the box is printed, so the ink doesn't actually get down into that like depression in the box, so it kind of just looks crappy. So we pull the ink back from all these scores and cuts, so that we get a consistent printing surface without having to print into that depression. Because if you're printing on a smooth surface, the ink lays down uniform. If you're trying to print on a depression, you get what are called hickeys, or just uneven spots in the print, and it just kind of looks like garbage. So we bring that in as a little bit of an insurance policy, so we don't have to have crappy print. One color here, but as you'll notice, there's varying degrees of shadiness here. Shadedness? We'd call this line screen. So let's talk about this. I'm going to go real close here. You can see the dots, individual dots. You probably can see that. But if you can't, I'll cover it here. So you've got solid coverage here. That means the entire print plate has full polymer, so it's putting down full ink. Over in these areas, in these shaded areas right here, you can see that this is kind of a shady vignette, like half color. The way we do that is on the print plate. As I've mentioned before, the print plate's rubber or photopolymer, but it's basically like a stamp that goes on your hand. When we're putting down solid coverage like this, it's full polymer. When you're printing nothing, there's no polymer there, so there's nothing there to pick up the ink. When we're doing these shaded areas, we use little dots. Something like 55 to 85 dots per inch, depending on how small you want the dots to make the gradient a little smoother. But these dots right here put down selective ink next to no ink, so it kind of makes the color a shade of purple or less saturated, so you get these like cool in and out gradients here. Now, in most cases, this is fine. This level of gradient is fine, but if you're doing something very high end where you want a real color gradient between two colors, this print method is not the greatest to do that, because as you get more colors overlapping, it starts to get choppy. So meaning the gradient is not as smooth as you see here. You start to get banding of different colors. So it's great for one color, maybe two color if you do it far enough apart, but typically you wouldn't want to have gradients over the top of each other for multiple colors unless you're doing really fine dots, and then you can do process color, which we'll get into in another video if we haven't already. Actually, we can do it right here. Another thing I want to call out is the color ramp right here. See that? You can see that those ramps step up in shade. Those are, it's actually right here. Let's see. Oh, it's 38 lines per inch. Actually, it's called out on this color ramp. What did I say, 55 to 85? So this is actually a bigger dot, so less dots per inch, so the gradient more abrupt. But here they've done a really great job building so it doesn't look too abrupt at all. The ramp is there for a couple reasons. One is it helps you know when they've done what's called over-impressing. So this little hexagon right here, right there, on the print plate, it looks like a pyramid, right? So when the print plate hits the box, if you push too hard, that pyramid flattens out. So that pyramid will look all filled in. If you don't press hard enough, the pyramid kind of just touches the tip of it, so you don't get that full impression. It helps the operator know when they really have the print plate at the right pressure dialed in so that all these gradients will come out the way that they're intended to. Because if you over-impress, you'll fill in those white spots and it won't look as nice, the gradient. If you don't press it hard enough, the gradients will be not as saturated, so it'll look more gray. You guys probably don't need that much detail, but I like this stuff, so there you go. It also, when you have multiple colors, a lot of times that color block will be used to make sure that all of the plates are impressing at the same pressure. So if you have two colors, you'll look at both of those blocks and say, okay, we're impressing hard on this one and not so hard on this one, so we need to kind of adjust that so the print impression is relatively uniform across both colors. Let's see here. Let's dive into these real quick. I mentioned 4-color process. That is how we print boxes like this in most cases. So here, yeah, we got dots, baby. You're not going to be able to pick it up because unlike this, that's 38 dots per inch, this is something like 1,200 dots per inch. But you can take my word for it. Right here, in this, like, you've got the dark, like, poopy brown, and then you've got black, and this is like, you know, semi-poopy brown. That is a shaded color. All of this stuff here is made up of very fine dots. So it's a difference between a Flexo Folder Gluer that does relatively low quality printing versus an offset machine that does very high quality printing. And there's a couple reasons we can do that. This material does not compress like this material does. This material is squishy. So you can't press as hard on this material as you can this material, so the resolution possibility is not there. That's why we use kind of low quality print to print on a Flexo Folder Gluer, because when the boxes are squishy, you just can't get this high a material or this high a print. So these primary boxes, meaning the box that the product is most directly inside, these are folding carton. This is 18-point folding carton, and it looks like this is TMP, so that's a type of folding carton material. It's thin. It's just like every other cereal box you've ever seen. It's thin. It carries really good coverage for ink because it's, again, solid, so you can really print on this at high resolution. One thing I will call out that they did not have on the boxes when I bought this a while ago is they now have spot UV. So let's see if you can pick that up. Yeah, great. The logo and the fruity loopy holes are shiny. You see that? Look at that shiny hole. Look at that thing. Yeah, that's spot gloss. You can do that in a couple different print methods, but it's really impactful when you do it on offset. So, customization score. We're just going to judge this because this is, well, you know what? Let's do the whole thing. Customization score. I'm going to give this box I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 flutes. The thing that may elevate it to 5 out of 5 flutes is if they did 2-color vignette or 2-color shading. That would have been real nice. Over here, I love what they've done with this. They could have probably gone with a thicker material here so it didn't seem as flimsy. But honestly, I don't think these are going to last that long, and on the shelf, people that aren't box makers aren't going to notice. You get a little bit of bubbling on the top. You can kind of see it's a little bit rounded, and on the bottom. There's a couple ways to get rid of that. You can either perf these so that they fold right, or you can use a heavier board. So yeah, what did I say? 4 out of 5 flutes here. I'm going to give these a 5 out of 5 flutes because I like the art, I like the colors, I like the spot UV, I like the shiny holes. Great, super fantastic. Overall BoxBuilder Breakdown score. I like everything they've done here. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 5 out of 5 flutes. So, guys, if there's a brand you want to see us unbox, put it in the comments below. If we pick your brand, we'll unbox it and send you that product. No computers or anything like that. We're not going to do that. But if it's something like this, a consumer product that you think would be interesting, put it down there and we'll unbox it. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the BoxBuilder Breakdown. I'm the Box Builder. You can find us on social media at GiverPack, GiverPack. Thank you for joining us. Talk to you soon.